Willie D Live.
We had a conversation yesterday, and we were talking about the greatest pop icon ever. Like, who's the greatest?
Here we go with this shit.
Here's the greatest.
Who's the greatest?
But I think we agreed on.
Yeah, everybody's Michael Jackson is the greatest entertainer.
Yeah, entertainer, right?
But is he a better performer?
Or
artist?
Is he
Prince
a
is a better artist.
Yeah.
Right? There's a
Prince
difference.
is a better artist.
Right. R. Kelly is a better artist.
But Stevie is even better.
Than them all, probably.
Yeah, because Stevie did what they did with his eyes closed.
Yeah, he couldn't see nothing.
He couldn't see.
Right. People always say.
He did it blind.
Right, and you one of the great rappers. So let me say this to you. How many people in the whole entertainment that you know and music that we come from, you could lock into a room. Roger, by the way, could do the same thing, Roger Troutman, with recording, instruments and a bunch of instruments and some tape and go make a whole album by themselves.
And it'd be jamming. Not many.
Not many. Stevie Wonder can.
Yeah.
Prince can.
Yes.
Until his credit, and everybody I know is whatever said about Robert, but he could do the same.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, very, very, very talented.
Babyface could do it.
Babyface could do it. Yeah, there's like about 10 people, 20 people that could do that.
Yeah, he could do it.
Yeah.
Babyface, man. Babyface, I don't know why when people start talking about these great writers, they don't mention Babyface as often as they should, because Babyface laid some hits down.
Correct.
Man.
And for multiple generations, too.
Yeah.
And for other people. Yeah, that's when you really get your money, right? When you say, fuck writing for me, I'm going to write for somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, man, Babyface is that dude. What has been the most rewarding part of your journey?
Wow, that's a really good question. I never been asked that question. I think that looking back, I always say, when somebody looks back 100 years from now and say, damn, Willie D, who is Willie D? What did he do? Oh, he was in the Ghetto Boys. Oh, they spoke out against the government. They talked about mental health. They pioneered Southern rap, right? Whatever they going to put for your name, right? When you look back, then nobody, all your relatives are dead. I think that I was a part of the culture making it. Just like, all you guys pioneered hip-hop for us to get to this place where now all these big little babies and little babies and dub babies and medium baby or whatever are at the top of the charts, right? Hip-hop is the number one culture in the world. They will say, hey, this dude wrote this in 1995 about Eric Wright. His dude put this TV show. This dude, did whatever with 50. So I think that contributing to the culture is going to be my legacy, that I was the people that told the story of the culture and brought it to you. Without me doing all of that stuff in the 90s with, Suge and Biggie and whatever else, it doesn't get to this place because all those kids who read those magazines or watch those shows now are accepting it more and buying these tickets and going to 50 and bust a show. So that's what I think is the legacy, is that I told the story of hip-hop and I did it with integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely did do it with integrity, bro, and you're still doing it with integrity. Something else that you do with integrity. Dress. you got a little style, man. I've been watching you lately. Yeah.
I try to stay fly, but
you got a little style, man.
Yes. Where you pick that up from? I don't know when people want to say this part because I know people. Sometimes black people don't want to. I did Freaknik, so there was a whole part of Freaknik, by the way, where middle class, and you talk about this because I know you, middle class people, why are these black people out here shaming us with all this dancing and acting crazy in the street and whatever? So they didn't want to embrace that part of the black tradition, which Freaknik came from. But I grew up around players and pimps and hustlers, and so in real life. And so in my neighborhood, the Macs, they had fur coats on, and they was, they had curls and waves. And so a part of me, unfortunately and fortunately, took that. And I always believe you have to dress how you feel. And I have to tell you this. People react differently to me by the way that I'm dressed. If I have a suit on, if I do whatever, and if I give off the energy, people believe that. You dress, and how you present yourself is how people are going to take you. One time I was, this was the year Halle Berry and Denzel won the Oscar, whatever year that was, and she was Monsters Ball, and then he won for Say That Shit Again, or whatever that shit is, when he's a detective. Whatever year that was, they both won. So me and my then girl, Training Day, whatever the year that they both won an Oscar that same night, she won for Monsters Ball.
Well, he's the only one too, so yeah, but that would have been Training Day.
Training Day.
Yeah.
And so I was outdoor in Hollywood, me and my then wife. And so we were going to this other event, right? And that's where we thought we were going. And then I just happened to see Marlon Wayans or somebody. Like, what up? He's like, oh, you coming in? And I was like, sure, yeah, I'm coming in. It's all good. Yeah, he's like, well, let's go. And I was like, okay. And I get into the room. It's Halle Berry's and Denzel Washington Oscar party. But because I looked the part and they thought I was somebody, there's, Amon and Naomi Campbell and fucking, Prince and all these people, everybody famous except me. But I looked like I was famous or I looked like I was somebody. So when you dress that way or feel that way, just like yesterday when we were walking around in the center, I was telling my girls, like, we look like aliens to them, right? They're all working. They're kind of like workers, and we all flash. You got the chains. You got big old blue suits. You looking like you just came out of the Don King management team and shit. You know what I mean? So I think it's important because that's, it plays a part. When I walk in the line in the airport, I can feel the energy from people sometimes because of the way that you present yourself. So, but in theory, yes, I did get it from the players and hustlers in East Oakland.
Yeah. Yeah, it works for me too, man. And I know with the ladies, man, ladies love suits, man.
Yeah.
They love a man in a suit, man. They love that. Like,
What happened to the tradition of us dressing up and going out? I saw the Beyonce thing, but it just feels like nobody just wants to present anything. Like, remember when your mom or your daddy, when you're young, they got to put on their clothes, or you picked your clothes for the week, and you're like, damn, I'm going to the concert on Saturday, I'm going to the club, and everybody got on some Yeezys and some fucking T-shirt.
Maybe it's all part of that lazy brain syndrome that we all have today, that many of us have today. Like, people don't even put on, you talk about dressing up, hell, people don't even get out of their night clothes when they go to the mall these days. They walk around in house shoes, at the gas station.
I remember I was like, I used to dress up to go to the airport.
Yeah.
I would have like a little shirt or just, I wouldn't I'm like, I'm going to go fly. Like, it was a big deal. Now everybody got on bonnets and pajamas and shit, walking to the airport. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I have to, as much as I know that the ladies love a man in a nice suit, and they really look when you got a nice suit on, I just, I have to talk myself into it a lot of times because I just want to be lazy and just throw on anything and just get out.
But you do get a different reaction from Willie D in a suit and Willie D with a little,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, man. So, in your mind, who has inspired you most in film and television? Who's that guy that you look to and you say, if I can just do half of what he's done, my legacy gonna be secured?
That's a good one. I think it's a combo of a few people. I look up to Reggie Hudlin. Reggie Hudlin directed House Party, Boomerang, Oscars. We worked together in a NAACP, but he pioneered, black cinema with Spike and all of that in the 90s, and now has been able to keep his foot in mainstream Hollywood but still do stuff for black people. I worked early on with a woman named Suzanne DePass. Suzanne DePass discovered Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 and groomed him and was Berry Gordy's person and did the Motown 25 and all of that. I worked on Showtime at the Apollo with her. And so she's somebody I look up to. And then for me, my goal is to continue to tell these black stories, but I also work in white mainstream Hollywood. So I'm not relegated to working on a black network or something like that. I work for Hulu or WeTV. So my goal is to be the black Jerry Bruckheimer. He goes and make a show. He makes a blockbuster movie. He goes back. That's my goal. My goal is to be more like the hip-hop Tyler Perry. Tyler's taken his own independent thing and told these stories. And if you like whatever he's talking about or not, you can't be mad at the business part of it. So that's my goal, is to continue to infiltrate white Hollywood and bring as many people as I can and still keep my brothers and sisters the main stories that I tell. That's the goal. And in terms of life inspiration, Muhammad Ali and Huey Newton are two people that I kind of base my vibe on or whatever, because Muhammad was outspoken and didn't care the consequences that he was going to have to deal with because he knew there was a greater good down the line. Huey, though, troubled and obviously had issues, was more concerned about his people. And he put his people on his back, to his detriment and obviously to his death. But I come from that tradition, so I can't even I don't even know how to think without thinking like that. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, so those are the people that I look for in terms of entertainment, but also in terms of just people that I look up as goals, human beings.